Hey, welcome back to the Good Green Home Show. Today our guest is William Moss. And William, you have been out to my garden before. I so love your garden tips. Welcome to the show with Rich and I.
Thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm.
William, thanks for being here. We really appreciate it, and very excited to get to learn from an expert such as yourself, and happy to hear. Shawna tells me a lot of great things. I've seen some of the YouTube videos and learning about you, reading about you. Pretty excited to get your perspective on the horticulture industry.
Okay, good. That sounds great. I mean, that's what I'm here for.
Wonderful. First, I have to ask you a personal question. You have to tell us about your garden this year. You have told me these wondrous stories about a huge garden that you work on.
Well, it's true. I actually have 3 gardens that I work on in Chicago, and I'm currently sitting right now in South Carolina, where my family is from. And I have some gardens here too, but they take care of themselves mostly. I'm only here like 4 times a year, but in Chicago, I've got a community garden, and that's why I grow a lot of my vegetables. And then I also have my main garden, which is my rooftop garden, which sits right above my condo. And then I have my mother-in-law's, who I call my ma, her backyard. So the 3 of those gardens are 3 completely different spaces. The backyard garden is like a nice woodland, very ornamental garden. The community garden is really strictly for food and some flowers. And then on my rooftop is where I think I have a lot of the stuff that makes me unique. It makes me a true urban gardener. I've got vegetables. I've got some fruit trees up there, some nut trees. I grow perennials, lots of annual flowers, water plants, tropicals. I got figs. I've got mandevillas. I've got bougainvilleas.
Holy cow!
All these really cool things on
in
the rooftop.
Chicago, on a rooftop in Chicago. That's
on a rooftop.
Wow.
Astounding. And I mean, can you estimate how many pounds of food do you get out of that sucker every year?
Out of the rooftop, pounds are pretty tough because I used to weigh, and it was in the hundreds. But I would say that we don't buy produce from March to December.
Wow.
And that's good because you have twin babies at home. So you're really feeding your family.
Twin 18-month-old.
Wow.
Yes. Well,
how do you do that and run 3 gardens? Holy cow.
Well, I got a very loving and dedicated wife.
Yes. Well, I'm glad that you're growing organic for everybody. What's happening in William World this year? What you doing?
Well, I'm extremely busy at this point. We have a business now called Get Out and Grow. And
William,
what we do
William,
is we go and we
William,
yes.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
We didn't hear your business name because you cut out. Could you tell us again what that is?
Yes, Get Out and Grow.
Oh, cool.
Get out and grow.
Get Out and Grow. We're just sort of starting up our website now and getting it going, so you can always check that out. But what we do is we go to festivals and to schools, out to special events, and we teach about gardening or the science of gardening. Everything is based upon national science standards. So we go and we teach the students, whether they be first graders, 12th graders, college students, or just adults, and we teach them about some of the scientific principles you can find in gardening and try to sneak in a little bit of education with a lot of fun. So we'll go and do a seed starting activity, and along the way we'll hit all of these science points. But the whole thing about it is to get people, kids in particular, but people using their hands, getting outdoors, having fun in the outdoor environment so that you're learning, but it doesn't feel like learning. So we try to use the outdoors and nature as a classroom. So that's the main thing that's going to keep me busy this year, going out teaching and doing things like that. I'm also working on a new TV show.
Oh, awesome. And this
will be my 4th TV show.
Wow.
And is it through HGTV again, or is it a different network?
They're going to pitch the HGTV. So far, we've only shot 2 pilots. We're going to shoot 3 pilots and then have it go off. It's going to be a good show. It looks really nice. So that should be coming out this year. And I'm also working with QVC. So I'll be there selling plants and explaining how to grow plants on QVC. So it's a very busy time for me.
Sounds like it. You got the 18-month-old twins, the television show, all these different gardens and the different styles. And I want to thank you for the education that you're doing with the kids, because I think that the next generation needs to learn how to garden, because it's important not only for just the well-being of the human race, but also just the horticulture industry and the gardening industry in general. We need that next generation to get into gardening, because we, concerned about there being a kind of a disconnect in that next generation. So I think what you're doing there is absolutely wonderful. And the community garden, I want to ask you about the community garden. And it sounds like you're growing food. Possibly, I'm kind of picking up that it's maybe for the needy or the less fortunate that might need food. How does that work? How does the community garden work?
Before I get to that, let me just say you are absolutely right, Rich. And my insidious plan,
your evil master plan, yes.
My insidious plan is to get the kids hooked on being outdoors and have them have great experiences and the kind of spark that natural curiosity early in life, because then that way they'll have something to think back on when they're in high school, when they're in college. Maybe they'll go into a career in science. Maybe they'll think a different way about the forest and forest preserves and about trying to keep them around. Maybe they'll know the to nature, so they won't take it for granted or just completely be indifferent about it. So that's my insidious plan. It's not just to grow a new group of gardeners, but to grow a new group of people who are environmentally and scientifically aware. So I'm glad you picked up on that. Yeah, that's my plan.
Love it. I love it.
Caregivers.
Yes.
Right.
I'm so glad you came today and spoke on the show with us.
Good luck with those twin boys, and good luck with that insidious plan. I love it. Thanks, William.
Thanks for coming on our show, William, and I hope you'll come back soon.
I will.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
Alsip Home and Nursery's trained staff of certified horticulturists and organic gardening gurus are the local experts for promoting sustainable, healthy living throughout the community. Our green team can turn even the most inexperienced gardener's thumb green. Alsip Home and Nursery features Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana's largest selection of plants and organic gardening supplies. Look no further than Alsip Home and Nursery's green team.